I'm the Headless Headhunter, and I am reviewing a engineering project manager, I think. So, they sent me 3 titles, which was Technical Program Manager, Aerospace Engineer, and Engineering PM. And what I found for most of them is Technical Project Manager was the primary job that showed up when you put in Engineering PM. So even though they specifically said Program Manager, I'm assuming they also want Project Manager Technical. If this is not, and this review is not for the right job title, you can come on the channel and let me know, and I'll bump you up in the queue that this was incorrect, and I'll re-review it there. So I hope this is the right one if the keywords are going to be the same. But anyway, if you like this kind of stuff, the resume reviews, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really, really does help me out. So what we're going to be looking for in Engineering PM, hopefully, is Cloud, PMP, Agile, Cross-Functional, Customer, Stakeholders, Multitasking, and then we get to actual qualifications. So I want to know how you delivered projects. I want to know the resources used and the impact of those projects, along with the industry of those projects, how many projects and the budget for those projects, and if you did them on time. So that basically covers the multitasking. So that is what I'm going to be looking for. Their ratio is also not bad, truthfully. It's 50-1, so that's not terrible. So let's see if they have this, and hopefully this is actually I looked at the right keywords for the right job, which, fingers crossed. So, engineering leader with 70 years of experience overseeing development of autonomous systems, UAV, at prominent organizations. Again, summaries are not typically needed. I don't think this is needed. And you have... This should be condensed. I know you've done a lot, but it still needs to be condensed, because I don't know if you really need to put your bachelor's of electrical engineering if you have a master's of electrical engineering. And the same, so this needs to be shrunken down. You really need to change it to shrink it down a bit. Also, keep the GPA, at least for the more current ones. So yeah, this is too long, but I'm actually kind of struggling how you shorten it, but you do need to shorten it. There's too much here. So, R&D engineer co-created a abscessed FT laboratory to develop and test new autonomy and GNC algorithms for use fixed-wing UAVs, aircraft owners, 60K, and government stakeholders. Okay, this should be a bullet point. Advised division directorate on the laboratory concept and potential strategic benefit, pitching the idea and securing multi-year funding. That's actually solid. I do like that. But again, I'm not seeing your projects or programs. Director for solving a 2-year... This is good. Okay, so here's what you're missing. When I want you to write this, I still want you to kind of use the what, why, and how. When I want to see the programs or projects and how you deliver them, I want to know, this is correct, right? The, oh gosh, I can't even find it now. There's so much here. Here. So, this I like. Progress from sole contributor to building a team of 6, where we earned this for solving a problem. But I want to know, how much was your budget, right? This is a solid sentence, but I want to know, how much was your budget? How did this... No, that's actually, I just really want to know a little bit more, right? This is a solid sentence, and truthfully should probably be towards the top. I just want to know more. I want to know, how long it took. Were you under budget? I do like that you said, and this is actually really good, I do like that you said earn director level recognition. This is a phenomenal brag, and I love it. This should just be higher. Engage government stakeholders, that's good, and work closely with senior leadership to improve client relationship and deliver study finding with positive feedback from the clients, winning 1.5 in new business. That's phenomenal. Research, design, manipulative, effective with AB. Okay, so here's the thing. These alone will probably get you interviews. The problem is, I have to go all the way down here to see what are arguably some of the best PM projects and managed programs I've seen. And these should be up top. These are phenomenal sentences, and I don't have a huge amount of critique on them. Those two sentences alone are probably going to get you stuff. I do want to see a little bit more on how you multitask stuff, so, and how you used a little bit of the human resources you had. But I think you'd really just need to fix up the formatting and switch around some of these keywords, because this is okay because it also shows that you're in the industry, but that's kind of my main complaint. And I think a lot of people are actually going to stop reading here and they're not going to find what they want, and then they're going to miss this, which is great. These should be higher. I want you to write the rest of them like this. This is how I like the bullet points. These are great. Move it higher. Research, design, impacts of platform, cyber and military analysis. So yeah, graduate researcher, led a team of 5 to current needs and advance the group mobility concept using 1.5 points from new physics, resulting in more work. Yeah, this is good too. So again, they may not get to the good bullet points. I think this is largely a formatting issue, but overall I can definitely see how you're getting interviews, because realistically, the reason I say this, and this is why formatting kind of matters, is most people may not read past here. The first half of your resume is the most important. If you have a 2-page resume, that's fine. If you have a 4-page resume, that's fine. If you have a 1-page resume, that's fine. But the important information, which is right here, needs to be here. And that is why I'm being picky about it, is because they may go here, they may go here, they may go here, and then they see this and they didn't see anything they wanted, and then they maybe skip to here because they're trying to figure it out, or they see here and that's not it, and then they miss like this. So formatting matters. This also should be your first sentence. This should be the summary one on this one instead. So the order of your bullet points are wrong. Your actual bullet points, once I get to the right ones, solid. I need you to maybe make the other ones a little bit like that, but really you just need to move them up and fix the formatting, and I don't think a summary is really needed as much. So hopefully that is the right job description that I was looking at. If not, like I said, come on the channel and I'll bump you up in the queue, because that would be a mistake on my part. So let's move to the next one. This is a resume of I don't actually know. So they said they were looking for robotics engineer positions. The issue with that is there was like 3 different types of robotic engineers that are all different. There's like automation, there's field, and there's software, and there's probably more. And I couldn't really find the keywords and qualifications that are correct for those, because I just don't, I didn't want to give you the wrong one. Also, this person said they are on a F1 visa in their OPT period, and they are graduated recently. They have not gotten a single interview after over 150 applications. And just by looking at this, I think I can see why. So this will be entirely based on formatting your resume, which I can see is already a problem. So normally I don't like summaries. You are in a unique position that you are on an OPT and F1 visa. And the truth of the matter is, a majority of recruiters are not going to know what the hell that is. So what you're going to have to do is, instead of all this, which is not going to help you, because also don't say highly skilled, robotics engineer with 3+ years, autonomous systems from XY University. You don't need to say that. It sounds weird. It's like if I came up to you and the first thing I said to you was, hey, I'm Lee, I'm a highly skilled recruiter. You'd be like, sus. If I said, I'm a highly skilled recruiter because I placed 3rd out of 55 other recruiters in a yearly amount of placements, and typically when other recruiters cannot fill their requisitions, they come to me, you'd be like, understood. But this can all be deleted. I don't even need to read it. This does not help you. You've used too much bolding as well. The last resume I reviewed also, somebody in my chat said it better than me in between the videos, which was essentially the last resume was they had the skills and qualifications, but it was too wordy, so they just need to make it more concise, which for the last one that works. This one, you need to cut it down. So first off, stop bolding this all. Use my formatting below. Secondly, instead of all this junk, which is not going to matter, I'm going to need you to explain to me in about 15 words or less what an OPT is and how I can place you. Because if they see visa, they're going to be like, well, I can't place you. But if you say, as I am on an OPT visa, I can work for any employer, for X and Y reasons, right? That will allow them to go, oh, okay. And I think I've placed 1 or 2 people on OPT. I'm definitely not a master of like visas and immigration stuff, but I believe OPT is one that most people can place. But again, it's been a bit. So that's what you're going to do with this sentence right here. Then what you're going to do here is shrink this down to 2 sentences, not sentences, 2 lines max. 2 lines max. Also, yeah, 2 lines max. This, too much. Too much. Get rid of it. And here's why. As you can see from the last video, I would not even get to the right keywords. This right here is the most important part of your resume. For almost every single resume, your actual work experience is the main course. Everything else is filling inside. This is your breadsticks at Olive Garden. This is your actual meal. So this whole thing should be like, all of this right here should be shrunken down into like here max. And then you get into the bullet points. The technical skills, you've listed too many to the point where they're useless. So I don't even think you should have this. And then you need to show them in here. This needs to be here. So now I can get to your actual bullet points. Now again, I don't know the keywords and qualifications for this because resumes are based on job titles and this wasn't specific enough. So yeah, also you bolded everything. I'm pretty sure this is built a multi-chat bot using enabling structure vision. Okay, so yeah, your issue is formatting and bolding. I don't know what the exact keywords are for this, but I don't think it's this stuff. My gut is telling me no. If you come on the chat, I can maybe like work with you to find out what they actually are, but just fixing the formatting alone will help you. Like, this should be the summary, no longer than this, 2 lines. Education, no longer than 2 lines total. Technical skills, remove them and put them in the work experience. And then fix the bolding, use my formatting. This is the only thing I can say. Even people in my chat, when they saw this, they said, oh my god, that summary. And that's not what you want. So yeah, less is more, right? Again, like this is too much. I can't even get to your projects. So fix that stuff. Again, come on my channel, say, hey, you told me to do X and Y. I need help looking for keywords in this particular one, and I can help you find them. That is something I can do on my Twitch channel, not really something I can do in a video. So let's move on to the next resume. As I don't know the keywords for this one, I cannot say pass or fail, but my gut is going to lead towards this would be a fail. For this resume, we have a marketing and social media. So the issue I had, which seems to be a theme with this episode, is marketing and social media have different jobs, and your job title, even if it can mean different things, needs to be very precise. So there are a bunch of jobs for marketing and social media, although not as much because it's in a downturn, but a social media manager is different than a social media content creator, is different than a brand manager. So I collected a combo of those. So you're not going to necessarily need all of those, but like these are the most common ones that I have found. They're not an extensive list, and they may not be 100% accurate because again, marketing and social media is too broad for me to look at this. So this person also has applied to 150 jobs. That's a ratio, 150 to 1. That ain't good. Oof. All right. Let's see what we can do to fix it. So first off, I also noticed you are outside the United States. I'm a US-based recruiter, so take what I'm going to say with a grain of salt, which I realize may not actually translate outside of the United States anyway. So, skilled marketing professional with 3 years of experience in social media, brand strategy, communication, with vision, dedication, analytical No, this can be deleted, does not matter. One of the very few reasons you want a summary sentence is if there's something critically wrong with your resume, like you were going from brand management into software engineering. You would then say, software engineer looking to switch into software engineering from social media. But I don't see, based on this, a reason you should have a summary. Okay, so preparing bi-weekly updates to the CEO and chairman, activity grid, including product innovation development. Oh, you know what? I forgot to go over the actual keywords. So keywords are photography, video creation, editing, creators, creative talent, captions, meme headlines. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, Adobe, Canva, Final Cut Pro, SEO, and then how you juggled multiple projects, prioritized them effectively, and met deadlines. Those are what we're going to be looking for. Those up there. I moved where they were on my screen. Also, this formatting is bad. It's very hard to read. There's so much information here. Conducting weekly research activity, quality quant, analytic research, reports on Excel. Excel can be a keyword. Data from Nielsen's team to understand and analyze business performance and KPIs. KPIs are actually one. I forgot to add that, so that's 2. Monitoring cost versus budget for good source of SAP. Supporting product manager. Yeah, so I want to be clear. This doesn't read like any of the job titles I was looking at. The content creation one wanted to show how you did it. This looks more like a social media researcher. Yeah, that's kind of what it read. Supporting the brand manager operations, pivot tables. Again, I pivot tables can be good, but this is not what I'm looking. I don't think I've found a single keyword that I found before. I'm gonna count KPIs. I'm gonna count that. And Excel, so that's 2. So I've gotten all the way through here, and I've only gotten two keywords that I'm looking for. Designing and managing influence campaigns. Yeah, so that's why you're not getting any interviews, is because this is too dense. And you're not saying anything that I want. This can be deleted if they're in a skills section. It does not matter. Also, your education should be up top. Yeah, this should be up top. So your formatting's off, and the bullet points are off. That's why you're not getting anything. I don't care that you were conducting, that you creative pivot, let's say, like prepared weekly updates to the CEO. That's cool. I need to see that you manage TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn accounts. I need to see that you did print media, social media, digital media, and I think there's another media that I'm missing. I need to see that you use Canva, Final Cut Pro, Creative Suite. And if you haven't done any of those, and these are not the types of things you're looking for, then maybe you're looking more for a researcher job than a marketing and social media job, because this is what you said, and this is what I had to look for. So, again, I'm in the US, so maybe that's not 100% accurate, but your ratio is 150. So your bullet points are off, and your formatting's off. So I can definitely see why you're getting rejected from places like Ferrero is impressive, but I don't care necessarily. Like, if you're applying to TikTok, they may not care if you're worked at Ferrero. Like, it's great, but because you said, like, I worked at Ferrero and Henkel, but I don't actually know what the heck Henkel is. So yeah, that's your problem, is your bullet points are bad and your formatting's bad, which is the 2 parts of your resume. And truthfully, bullet points make up like 60% of your resume, while formatting makes up like 40% of the passing grade. So actually, that's about accurate, 60-40. So come on the channel and I'll work with you on this, but this would not pass, I think, anybody's one, because this stuff needs to be in there, and these aren't even necessarily the right keywords, I think. So I don't want to be mean. I just want to make sure you're prepared. So let's move to the next resume. What we have here is a scientist / senior scientist position. Also, maybe R&D. They have applied to the ratio is 75-1, which isn't good normally. It's still not good, but this would be the equivalent of a C-. It passes, but not by much. The research, especially like biomedical stuff, has been in a bit of a downturn. I don't know how good the market is overall compared to what it was, but I do know that along with tech, it went down real bad in late 2022. So it's, considering how bad the market is, understandable. What we're going to be looking for is a hell of a lot, I'll be honest. It's lab experience, industry experience, which is where this stuff, so like microbiology, biochemistry, psychophysics, which sounds crazy and made up, but apparently it's real. DNA, RNA, cell, the industry. So this is, again, like if you're doing oncology, is going to be different than like a food scientist researcher. Assay, this is actually one of the most important keywords I found. This was in a ton of them. We want to make sure that assay is there. High content imaging, matrix or cross-functional environment. This is also important. So again, I'm just going to highlight these. Don't bold them in the actual resume. Microscopy, histological, multiple projects, meet deadlines. And then if you can code like Python or anything, that's good. Proteins, antibodies, oligonucleotides, and mRNA. So these are, I would argue, are the more important ones and are in most of them. Everything else is nice, but may not directly relate to your the industry you're looking to go to. So let's look. Experienced R&D scientist specializing in molecular and cell biology techniques with a background in cancer, oncology, and drug research. A dedicated team player with threads and collaboration, continuous learning, and transitional skills. So normally I'm not a fan of summary sentences. Scientists are a bit weird in that there's so many of them and the recruiter is probably not going to be technical enough. I actually would recommend a very quick summary. I don't think this is how you would do that summary though. So what I would do, sorry, my dog is under the table right now, so if you hear any noises, that's him scavenging for food he will not get. You have eaten today, bear. So what I want you to do with this is, instead of all of this, I want you to essentially combine this and say R&D scientist with X plus years in, and then we could do molecular, cell biology, oncology, and drug research, right? So basically just this, that way they know your field, because the recruiter may not understand it. So the skills section is too long. Again, not a fan of skills sections. These should be in the bullet points, but if you're going to keep it to three lines max. In addition, as this is a scientist position, and scientist positions can vary. Some want bachelor, some want master, some want PhDs. You need this up top. This should be right after your name and information and everything. So this should be after the summary and between the work experience. And if you have a skills, then between these two. So also, this should be 2 lines max. You can just say University of Tucson, Arizona, PhD in this within medical pharmacology, 2019, PhD in BS. So make sure you have that. And then you can also put your patent there. So this should be like 3 lines. And then we can go to the actual work experience. So supervise a team of 5 research associates, fostering productivity and professional growth via mentorship, development activity, troubleshooting, project guidance. Okay. I like what you're going with here, but this is not what we're looking for. So supervise a team of 5 researchers is good. That's fine. But I need to know what your projects were here. I need to know a couple of keywords here. I need to know a little bit more, right? So supervise a team of 5 researchers where we cured X, did Y, Z, and, C. There is a lot of keywords and you need them here. Especially if you could shove in assay, that's important. Collaborated with cross-functional teams in biostatistics, clinical affairs, regulatory, companion diagnostics, and immunochemistry. This is actually, okay, so this is a keyword. It's not one I put in, but I saw it in 1 or 2, and this might be as well. So I think, truthfully, what you should do is combine these two. I want you to combine these two and shrink it so that it says something instead. So it says, supervise a team of 5 research associates where we worked cross-functionally to develop companion diagnostics, immunohistochemistry assays, and maybe one other word. So that is how you would write this sentence. That also gives you more stuff. That also gives you assay, cross-functional, and a couple of the other little keywords. So that would be how you do it. Truthfully, I think your keywords were kind of okay. It's just they probably tune out by the time they get to them. So define and design the optimal development path for each product in my workflow. This sentence doesn't help. I don't see anything here. If you want to keep this sentence, I would do something instead of that. Say, of our X and Y projects, all of them were delivered on time and under budget. Well, where I juggled multiple projects. This is where you can fit in how many projects you did, how you juggled them, because this is a multitasking thing, and specifically, so basically how you met deadlines of multiple projects. Perform specimen selection, protocol report, and automated IC standing for verification, validation, meeting project milestones. Okay, here it is. This is fine. Again, this can be combined. Updated design and document for 2 CDX, including IFU's GIC with our quality measurement. Here's the thing. I'm missing a little bit of this stuff, right? I need a little bit more. I need, if this was like oncology stuff, I want oncology. If there was like oligonucleotides, or microscopy or high content imaging, which you did say assay, ignore that one. Lab experience. Yeah, I need lab experience. I'm sure this was in a lab, but you have to state it. Was it microbiology? Was it biochemistry? Pretend I know nothing, okay? I think your big issue here is this is too much. Your education is not between them. And you're smart. We know you're very smart. You're a PhD person. You are smarter than me. But you cannot assume your recruiter knows that these things equal these things. So you're much closer. I don't think you're going to need a ton, but it's pretty solid. Then this is authorized laboratory standard operating products for procedures and reports. Establish schedule finished product fiction for various assays. Assays is good. Patient healing as infant cells and biofilms. That might be okay. Microarray is good. So yeah, essentially, which apparently is a theme of this episode, is y'all are smarter than me. Y'all are smarter than probably the people reading your resumes. I assume so. You have incredible degrees, but you need to write these in such a way as a person who, I'm sure you know this, somebody, you said, I have a degree in, what was it? I have a degree in physiological science. And they say, what's that? And you say, well, this is the development of cells and everything else. And like, why? And then you're like, well, so I can develop the X and Y. It's like, yeah, but what do you do? And you're like, you know how scientists work to cure cancer? Well, I'm not curing cancer. This is the type of research that they do. And they'd be like, oh, okay. And you're mostly there. Although it does actually look like you did that research too. So that is who you have to write it for. So in summation, this is too long. This is way, 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 way too long. There's not enough keywords here, and a couple of these bullet points need to be combined, and your education should be up top. If you have any other questions, drop by my Twitch channel. I will help you out. But yeah, I could probably move forward with this resume, but based on the fact that you have like assays, but we're also missing a bunch of stuff here. This also may very much depend on the roles that you're applying to. So 75-to-1 ratio in the market you're in, again, is like a C-. It passes, but barely. Ideally, we want to bump you up to like a 50-to-1 or a 40-to-1. Realistically, I don't know if we're going to get 25-to-1 because, again, it's a market downturn. So, but yeah, if you need any more help, come on by. Be glad to help you. It can pass, but I can also see why a bunch of other recruiters would miss this, because when this is the 30th resume you've seen, they will look at this, not see what they need, maybe skip to this sentence, and say, okay, you're gone. So, yeah, but if they read more, which isn't always a guarantee, I can see them moving you forward. So let's move to the next resume. For the final resume of this video, we have I forgot already. We have an AI engineer. They also wanted to be a software development engineer. They said either or, but those are going to be different keywords. So truthfully, you're going to want a separate resume for each. So for AI engineer specifically, we are going to look for this bunch of words that I hate saying. It's like a tongue twister. Is AIMLLMNLP. Python, R, MATLAB, LangChain, Scikit-learn, which people keep correcting me and I will never remember. Cloud, TensorFlow, PyTorch, SDLC, CI/CD, DevOps, Hadoop, Spark, or Kafka. Again, I want to reiterate, I hate IT names. You will get stuff that's like Datadog, Panda, Python, Snake, Potato, and Scikit-learn, and Kubernetes, and Rock. And I've made up some of those. Maybe. I don't even know. I hate software engineering names. They're ridiculous. They're a nightmare. Anyway, let's see. They have applied to, they got a ratio of 150-to-1, which isn't good. They are also on a STEM OPT. So again, like I said earlier in this video with the other international student, which I think was this video, let me just check. What you're going to want is a very small summary that explains what an OPT is and how it can work with the company. No more than 15 words. That basically shows them they can, in fact, actually work with you. So that is going to be what your summary is instead of all this. Then we're going to jump right into the actual thing. Also, your education should be there. Yeah, your education needs to be up top. Masters should be after the very quick summary. Then I think this is fine too. So these should be combined, and you just want your masters and AWS cert, just two. This is too many to the point where it doesn't matter. So your technical skills don't matter there. They need to be in the bullet points, so they do not count. So let's look at your actual bullet points. Responsible for LLM fine-tuning. Good. That is a keyword, is LLM, which I keep wanting to say LMN, which is a pyramid scheme, or LMM. They're breaking my brain. I hate all these terms. Fine-tuning in a local deployment using Python and Pydantic AI. This is fine. Enhanced data privacy. What do you mean enhanced? With local LLM and vector database, PostSQL. Yeah, SQL's fine to have on there. Deployments, added real-time data support using RAG. I don't think this was a keyword. Curated data training is based on Hugging Face. IT terms are ridiculous. Hugging Face. Enabling CI/CD integration. This should be one sentence. Also, this doesn't count. It's not in a bullet point. I know I used to have a tools use section. I'm sorry. The more I saw people's resumes that used it, the more I realized that was an error. They need to be in here. They need to be in here. You need to move them there. You've actually got a lot of the keywords, but what's probably happening is they're reading all this and then they're saying no, and they don't understand what an OPT is. So research 2D image 3D using paper Cornell Arva, blah, blah, blah. Increased efficiency by automating 2D to Python, cutting manual effort in hours. That's actually fine. Achieved 70% jump in accuracy. Blur removal. I don't think this is needed. There's nothing here I'd want. Tested rendering using photo geometry. Again, nothing I'd really want. Where's the Lang chain? Where's the skit? Where's the cloud? Oh, I see cloud. It's here. No one's going to find that. It needs to be here. Where's the PyTorch? Is there actually PyTorch? Let me see this. PyTorch. Okay, cool. Yeah, that doesn't count. And down there, which people may miss. Remember, the very first half of your resume is the most important. You can have 2 pages, you can have 3, you can have 1. It doesn't matter as long as the first half of your resume shows your experience. I think a lot of it is just you're not explaining what the OPT is, and primarily your bullet points are mid, and you don't have your education up top. So, could I move forward with this? Maybe. I might actually be able to. But I think the competition is still fierce. So, again, this is something that would probably pass with flying colors in 2018, but this is now 2025. So, please do those things. Add to your bullet points. Show how you used cloud. Show how you've used like PyTorch. Also show how you use big data, and fix the formatting errors I've seen, and you will probably get a lot more interviews. So that's it for this resume. Like I said, this is a maybe pass for me. It really depends on what the manager wants. It is at least close enough. Sorry, dog barked. I hope that wasn't too loud, but I will see you all in the next video, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And recruiter out. I don't know how to end a video. No one taught me that in recruiter school.